This is the one nerd power.
Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, is a legendary weapon of immense power in the Marvel Comics and is capable of unleashing devastating blows upon his enemies. Nonetheless, there is a catch: Thor can only lift it if deemed worthy. But what if Saitama entered the scene? Could his raw strength alone raise the hammer? Let's delve into this question. Firstly, let's establish a crucial premise: Saitama, in this analysis, is deemed unworthy. This distinction is necessary to ascertain whether his sheer strength can defy Odin's enchantment. Saitama is a cool guy and has the desire to help people. But only those possessing the qualities of a warrior are considered worthy, and someone apathetic like Saitama probably falls short of meeting this standard. But we are not discussing Saitama's moral character. Instead, we are focusing solely on his physical capability. Let's just assume he is unworthy.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment and let me know what you think.
Saitama, known for his seemingly limitless strength and ability to defeat any opponent with a single punch, presents an intriguing challenge when it comes to lifting Mjolnir. How exactly does the enchanted hammer even work? In Norse mythology, Mjolnir is simply too heavy for anyone other than Thor to lift. However, it is far more complex in the Marvel Comics. Engraved upon Mjolnir is the inscription, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." The weapon gives Thor-like powers to anyone who is considered worthy and wields it. Otherwise, individuals lacking the requisites find it impossible to lift Mjolnir. Lifting Thor's hammer requires more than just goodwill. It deems only a true warrior fit to rule Asgard as worthy. It is almost as if Mjolnir possesses its own consciousness, determining who is worthy of wielding it according to Odin's will. The enchantment placed on a weapon defies conventional physical laws. When someone deemed unworthy attempts to lift Thor's hammer, the external forces of gravity acting upon it intensify while its mass remains the same. If someone endeavors to raise it through sheer physical strength, the weapon resists with equal force in the opposite direction, remaining in place. Mjolnir, having a consciousness of its own, also answers Captain America's question in the film Avengers: Age of Ultron about whether an elevator is worthy of lifting it. The enchanted hammer senses when it is being pulled by an unworthy individual. Among those who have been considered worthy of wielding the hammer are Beta Ray Bill, Jane Foster, Captain America, and Storm. Even heroes from DC, such as Batman or Wonder Woman, have had the opportunity to lift Thor's hammer in crossover events. Even so, there are a few occasions where unworthy individuals have successfully managed to lift Mjolnir. The Red Hulk jumped with the God of Thunder into space, where Earth's gravitational pull is absent, enabling him to wield Thor's hammer in zero gravity. Magneto utilized his magnetic powers to manipulate the electromagnetic field surrounding Mjolnir, allowing him to lift it. The Moon Knight could also control the weapon, since the mystical metal, Uru, that made up Mjolnir, originated from the first moon of the universe. When the hammer descended into Hell, the enchantments assessing worthiness were weakened. This enabled Dr. Doom, imprisoned in Hell at the time, to lift Mjolnir. So, is there a limit to how much physical strength Thor's hammer can resist? In an animated movie, Hulk was capable of lifting Mjolnir with sheer strength. However, in the comics, nobody has ever been able to lift it with pure strength. Despite being capable of lifting the earth with his physical strength, Superman was deemed unworthy and thus unable to lift the hammer. This was because he was not considered a true warrior. This implies that no amount of raw power can overcome the judgment of Mjolnir if one is deemed unworthy by its criteria. Throughout the One Punch Man series, Saitama has shown extraordinary feats, like leaping from the moon and carving a colossal crater into its surface, or effortlessly deflecting a beam capable of annihilating the planet. Yet these instances merely scratch the surface of his capabilities. According to Dr. Genus, Saitama developed unparalleled strength because he removed his limiter. This means there is simply no limit to his power. But what if someone with unlimited strength, like Saitama, attempted to lift the hammer? That presents a paradox: an unstoppable force versus an immovable object. If Saitama were to exert his full strength in an attempt to lift the weapon forcefully, I believe he would succeed. His power would increase exponentially, and the intense pressure would cause devastation to everything in the vicinity, eventually leading to the destruction of the entire planet. And without the constraints of gravity, Saitama would easily lift Mjolnir, similar to the Red Hulk. Thus, this establishes a practical threshold for the force Thor's hammer can withstand. Yet, in reality, lifting the hammer would be significantly easier for Saitama. It is not a matter of how much energy Thor's hammer contains, but rather its magical properties. When Saitama removed his limiter, it was not just about physical strength, it erased all limits. It may seem like Saitama only gained physical strength because most of his battles end with a single punch. But Saitama should be capable of overcoming any special ability, and we have seen him do so a few times. When Phoenix Man transported Child Emperor's soul into his Phoenix space, a spiritual space inside of his mind, Saitama managed to break in by punching a hole into the dimension. When Garo copied Blast's abilities and tried to send Saitama through a portal, Saitama could get around it by simply kicking the portals. Saitama was able to easily resist Tatsumaki's psychic powers, and she could not move his body because it seemed to be too heavy. As such, Saitama would surely be able to overcome Odin's magic and lift the hammer as if it were an ordinary object. This interpretation aligns with the essence of his character, boundless strength, and the ability to defy conventional rules. Now I would like to hear your opinion. Thank you for watching and see you next time.